Hello dear friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will continue studying games of Ashot Anastasian. Let's go. So the very first game, Anastasian with the black pieces 25-71 against Antoaneta Stefanova 25-14. Chess Olympiad, Istanbul 2000. And please, you can pause the video, like to play. How would you continue? And no doubts, Anastasian went rook takes d6. He takes d, queen d6. Black has more than enough compensation for the missing exchange. Of course, if something like e4, e5, then queen is coming to d5. Stefanova played bishop g2 with the ideas maybe to play e4, e5. Anastasian himself goes e5. F takes e, we can always take queen e5. Rook f1, rook e8. Protecting and reinforcing e5 square, f5, queen f6, of course stopping all possible f5, f6 ideas, h4. And now most likely white is having ideas to play somehow g4, g5. Of course, whenever you push g4, then h4 pawn is hanging. But later on we will see that Stefanova tried king h2, king h3 with the ideas to go g4, g5. Rook d8, because rook doesn't do anything on e8 after f5. And here the best according to engines is to play rook f2, king h2, rook d6, rook f2, knight c6. With the ideas to jump knight b4, also to play rook d4, and if somehow you trade black's rook on d4, I will of course take with the e pawn, and then my knight is coming to e5. Bishop f1. I'm not sure about this bishop f1 because after rook d4, she came back to g2 and just taking the pawn. Eventually king h3 with the ideas to go g4, g5, rook d4 back, g4, queen d8, threatening rook d3, knight b4, eventually g5, but knight d3, attacking the rook on f2, and now just takes, rook d3, rook d2, queen f6, threatening bishop e4, attacking the pawn on e4, just taking on e4, and Antoaneta Stefanova resigned in this position. Yes, very classy rook takes d6, sacrificing the exchange, but getting more than enough compensation with the knight on d4. Yes, the next one is this position, this game. Anastasian with the white pieces 25-29 is facing Mershat Sharif 24-75, Dubai Open 1999. Yes, black just played knight d7 e5, attacking the pawn on c4. Black is ready to capture with the knight, with the bishop. Knight takes e5, knight takes e5. And here, please, you can pause the video. How would you continue with the white pieces? I'm not sure about myself, but no doubts, Anastasian played rook d5. In this way, protecting, defending the pawn on c4, and if bishop takes, he takes d. White has ideas to push f4, always bishop b5, maybe even a4, a5. Yes, white has more than enough compensation for the missing exchange. Knight d7, attacking the pawn on e4, f3. And also I like very much white's pawn on g5, which basically controls or fixes the whole king side. f5, g takes f, knight f6, and here bishop b5, attacking the rook on e8. Somehow, surprisingly, here in my databases, I don't have any more any following moves, and maybe even in this position, Mershad Sharif resigned, but I hardly imagine someone resigning in this position, not even trying few more moves. Yes, but no doubts white is being better. Yes, for example, if you try knight d5 with the idea c takes d, rook takes e3, or bishop takes e8, and knight e3, white is just playing bishop c4, and after rook d8, no need to take e takes d or bishop takes d5, you just play rook d1 and capture on d5. Okay, next one. And here we are. This game is Ivan Ivanishevich 2460. Ashot Anastasian with the black pieces 2606. Yerevan 2000 zonal tournament. And please, you can pause the video. If I'm not mistaken, Anastasian was in a very difficult position throughout the game, but I like the following idea to activate the queen. How would you activate black's queen? Ready? Queen a8, h8, with the idea to go queen d4. Yes, surprisingly, with the g to g4, white was trying to open up the g file and maybe even build some attack on black's king. But here after queen h8, we slowly build some attack with the black pieces. And now queen d4. Threatening queen f4, rook g4, in this way protecting the pawn on f4, but here Ivanishevich blundered or missed. Very beautiful tactical idea. Once again, you can pause the video. Ready? I hope you found the move. Rook a1. If you capture on a1, queen f2 comes and checkmates. And yes, f takes c, but here after rook h1, Ivanishevich resigned since king g3, queen e3 comes, and checkmate on next move, on h3. In the final game episode, Anastasian 2606 is facing Antic 2491, Yerevan, zonal tournament 2000. And here, black could play b takes c, c takes b, with the ideas to go knight c8. And then knight is coming to d6. Anastasian's opponent did not play it, knight d6, takes, and now knight b5, attacking the pawn on d6. If bishop takes b5, queen takes b5, white is strong and superior along light squares. And here black could play, and black had very beautiful resource, which Antic did not play. knight f5. With ideas to capture on b5 and jump knight d4, he takes d, and of course if you take on f5 then e4 ideas are coming. So it was this, protecting the pawn on d6, rook a1, yes, threatening rook takes a8, and d6 is hanging, takes, f5, knight d2. If you capture on e4 then bishop takes, or most likely knight takes, king h8 with the ideas to go knight g8 and knight f6, rook a6, and now knight a7. Since knight c4 is not working, knight on b5 is hanging. Knight a7 with the ideas to play knight c6, or maybe b5 and then knight c6. And now b5, knight c6, rook a7. Yes, very classic queen e2. Just controlling everything and protecting pawn on f2. Knight takes, bishop takes. Yes, if you take on h3, then knight e7 finishes the game. So it was this, f3. Bishop takes e4, I can easily take with the queen. h4, attacking the pawn, threatening rook a8, activating the rook, stopping all possible bishop e4 ideas. We will just take queen e4, just collecting the pawns. Thank you very much, dear friends. Hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, anything more, please let me know. Just leave some comments. Thank you very much.